dissolve. The grip of fear has no hold on me. So where, oh death, where is your sting? No longer I who live, now Jesus lives in me. For I was dead in sin, but I woke up to see the light. Oh, all of this for your glory. 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 No longer I who live, now Jesus lives in me. For I was dead in sin, but I woke up to see the light.
welcome to Kidz Church. Now, it looks a little bit different this week. Normally, it's so exciting, we can all be together, we can all play games together, but unfortunately, we are back online this week. However, how cool is it that we all get to do church in our pajamas at home? Always look on the bright side, guys. So, in today's story for Kidz Church, we are going to be looking at the golden calf. Now, this story happens in the Bible just after Moses comes down from the mountain where God gave him the 10 Commandments. We talked about that a few weeks ago at Kidz Church. Now, this story, it's a bit of a weird one, to be honest. The Israelites, what they did as Moses came back down from the mountain, they built a golden calf to worship. Now, that sounds kind of a bit weird, doesn't it? Why the heck would you worship a cow? I mean, I love a good cheeseburger, but not that much. Like, seriously, worshipping a cow, that is crazy. And the thing is, God had just given the Israelites the 10 Commandments. Do you guys remember what the very first commandment was? We talked about two really important ones. And the very first one is this: you shall not have other gods before me. That's the very first commandment. And essentially, what that means is that we shouldn't worship anyone else but God. And what were the Israelites doing? They were worshipping a cow. They broke the very first rule that God gave them. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, and so they disobeyed God's very first commandment. And that might seem weird to us. Why would the Israelites worship a cow? And if you're going to break a rule, why would you break the very first one? Like, seriously, and maybe wait like 24 hours. Come on, guys. They didn't really do a very good job, did they, of following what God wanted them to do. And this all might seem like crazy to us, like this could never happen to me, I would never do that. But you know what? Sometimes we actually do things quite similar to what the Israelites did. Is there ever a time when your parents have said not to do something or have told you to wait? Or maybe they've told you to do something and like 2 minutes later you've already broken their rule? I know I've done that before. And sometimes when your parents have said you have to wait, it can be really, really hard. And maybe you guys would like to discuss that with your family. Maybe you could share some examples of where that's happened to you guys. Anyway, we're going to head into a story now and watch a little video about this story. I'll see you on the other side.
After God brought the Israelites out of Egypt, God invited Moses to join him on top of a nearby mountain so they could talk. So Moses left and went to talk to God. The Israelites waited and waited until they felt like they had waited long enough. They found Moses' brother Aaron and said they were tired of waiting for Moses, and they were tired of waiting for God. They told Aaron to make them new gods. So Aaron asked them to take off their gold jewelry and give it to him. Aaron melted down the gold and made a golden idol that looked like a calf. Aaron presented the idol to the Israelites and told them to worship it instead of God. The Israelites offered their sacrifices to their new gods because they were tired of waiting for Moses and they were tired of waiting for God. Meanwhile, up on the mountain, the Lord was giving instructions on how to live. But he knew what was happening down below. God told Moses,
"Go down to the Israelites. They have forgotten that I brought them out of Egypt. They are worshiping an idol made in the shape of a calf."
The Lord was angry and wanted to punish the Israelites, but Moses stood up for them.
"Please, don't be angry. They are making a bad choice. Let me talk to them."
So the Lord sent Moses down the mountain with all of the instructions they had talked about written on 2 stone tablets. When Moses saw them worshiping the idol, he was so angry he threw down the stone tablets and found his brother Aaron.
"Aaron, why did you make this idol for these people to worship?"
Aaron told him that they were tired of waiting for Moses, and they were tired of waiting for God, so they made their own gods. Moses took the calf idol that Aaron had made and melted it in a fire. Then he reminded the Israelites,
"It wasn't a calf that brought you out of Egypt. It was God. He is the only one that deserves your worship."
Moses went back to the mountaintop to ask God to forgive them for their foolish worship.
Well, I hope you guys really enjoyed that story. I'm just going to leave you with a couple of questions that I would love you guys to maybe talk about with your brothers and sisters, maybe your mum and dad, just about this story and what we can learn from it. So the very first question is this: why was building a golden calf a big deal? Have a think about that. Why was it such a big deal that they had built this calf to worship instead of worshiping God? Second question is this: is there anything that you could think of that could easily become an idol? Is there anything in your life that maybe you're holding on to a little bit too tightly, or you're putting too much value on, or you're making too important above God? Maybe things like your toys, or maybe things like sport. Maybe sport's so important to you and it takes up so much of your time and it's so much more important than anything else. Maybe it's even your friends or your family. God tells us that He wants us to worship Him above everything else. He wants Him to be the most important thing in our life. So maybe have a think about those things, have a chat with your mum and dad and your brothers and sisters, and hopefully, I really, really hope to see you guys back in person at church next Sunday. All right, stay home, stay safe, and hopefully see you soon.
My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. In the beginning, God made everything. God simply spoke and the world came to be. He sent a flood and made everything new. He parted the sea and let His people walk through. He helped a boy bring a giant right down. Joshua marched, the walls fell to the ground. These acts of power are worthy of praise. But if you want to question my God and His ways, I'll look you in the eye and say, my God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. Though we are sinners, He still gave us worth. God sent His Son to live here on the earth. He healed the sick, He made blind men see. He let the lame walk and He set the world free. He died on a cross and He rose from the grave. He conquered sin, He is mighty to save. He went to heaven and He's coming back. God's word is true, but if it's attacked, I'll look you in the eye and say, my God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. God the Spirit, God the Father, God the Son. 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 1. God the Spirit, God the Father, God the Son. 1 plus 1 plus 1 equals 1. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. I'm not afraid because God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big and so strong and so mighty.